Hey everyone, welcome to WittCode, where in this video we're going to learn how to create and publish a package to NPM. We're also going to learn what a scoped NPM package is, how to publish a scoped package to NPM, and how to search NPM for a specific package. So before we begin, what is NPM? Well, Node Package Manager, or NPM, is a software package manager, registry, and installer for JavaScript. NPM basically allows developers to use and share JavaScript code. And to publish a package to NPM, we need an NPM account. And an NPM account can be created by using a URL that I provided in the description. And after we've created an NPM account to publish a package, we now need to log into our NPM account through the command line by using the command npm login. And then just enter the correct information that you used to set up your NPM account. After logging in, we should have output similar to this below. So after we've logged into NPM, let's create a package to publish. For this video, the package we'll be publishing is a simple script that subscribes a user to the YouTube channel WittCode. This is an example of what the program will do. So we can see after we've installed ytsubscribe, which is the name of the package, we get this function, subscribe to WittCode, we call it, and it'll subscribe the user to WittCode. This package will be present to download publicly on NPM by it'll be up here. If we just search for ytsubscribe, it'll be made by WittCode and we can find it within NPM. But let me just show you what the package does. But that's all there is to it. Very simple package and honestly not a very good one, but it will demonstrate the purpose for this video. But so to begin, let's make a directory for our NPM package. Now let's make this folder an NPM package by using the npm init command. The command npm init sets up a new package, a new npm package. Specifically, it creates a package.json file. The package.json file contains important metadata about an npm project, such as the name, version, along with its dependencies, development dependencies, and other important information. So let's fill out the information that the npm init command prompts for. Our package name, which is what will show up on npm, will be ytsubscribe. Our version is just 1.0.0. Our description, which is what will show up on npm. So if we look here, we can see these descriptions. The entry point is the primary entry point in the package. In other words, whatever is exported from the entry point is what will be returned when we require the package name. So if we require ytsubscribe, what will be returned is what is exported from this file. And we will call it index.js. And test command is a command that is run whenever npm test is called. We're just going to leave this blank for now. Git repository is of course the Git repository associated. We aren't going to use one in this video. The keywords fields help others find the package in npm, and what it takes is an array of strings. Author is the author of the package. And license lets other users know the permissions and restrictions they have when using this package. We are going to use a standard MIT license. And now we can see the presence of our package.json file. Also, I believe I didn't have to add these quotes, which is why these seem to be escaped in here, but nevertheless, it'll still be okay. Also, it seems I ran this npm init command outside of our actual npm package, so I'm just going to drag this in and move it into here. Hopefully that doesn't break anything, and we'll go from here. But now let's create an index.js file and add some code to it. This code will export a function that will subscribe the user to WittCode if they pass some screen resolution checks. So first, let's create an index.js file. Then let's install a few dependencies that this program will rely on. And so both of these packages can be downloaded from npm as they have been published to it, just like we'll do with this package in a sec. But now let's add the following code to index.js. So all this code does is import a few libraries and use them to open a browser, navigate the cursor to a certain location, type in some text, and then basically just click. The functionality though doesn't really matter, but exporting this code from the file is important as it is what will be exported when require YT_subscribe is called. So for example, one could capture and call this exported function in another file like this. Just of course pretend this is in a different file. And then as I did move the package.json in here, package.lock and node modules were created outside as well. So I'm just going to drag these in here. And now we just need to publish our package with npm publish. And once again, I need to make sure I'm in the right directory. And so I did get an error because I already published a version of 1.0.0, and it needs to be unique to be published on npm, as I believe the package name and the version number specifically make up what a unique package. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bump this version to 1.0.1 and run this command again. But there we go. After being prompted for a one-time password sent to our email, we can see that we got version 1.0.1 that has been published. And now we can verify if the package was published by using the npm search command and providing it a package name. And so we can see some other packages that are present in the npm repository, but we can also see this here. And we can see I really did butcher the keywords, but nevertheless, what we should have probably typed in is just a list of an array with the keywords like this. But we can see other things. We can see this description that we put in here. We can see the author, which we put here, the date, the version, and the keywords, all matching up with our package.json file. So you can see the importance of this file. And now let's also check the presence of this on the actual npm website itself. And right here, what do you know? You can see WittCode, we can see our description, we can see our keywords, the ones that I butchered again. But then if we click in, we can see it was last updated or published 2 minutes ago, version 1.0.1. And we got 2 weekly downloads, it seems. But this is basically how easy it is to just publish a package. But now let's go back into Visual Studio Code. And let's create another npm project and require the package that we created. So first we create a package called package test, then we navigate into it, then we initialize it as an npm project and provide the defaults to the package.json file by providing -y. And now let's install that package that we made, so YT_subscribe. We can see it was installed successfully. Let's look in package.json, and there it is, YT_subscribe version 1.0.1. And now let's use this. Let's create an index.js file. And then to require it, and there we are. We can see that dimensions don't work, 1920 by 1080, because I'm using a bigger computer, but essentially it would do what we saw in this video. So when we require it, we'd run the program, it would open up YouTube, it would start searching in here, and then it would just click subscribe. And now let's start talking about scoped packages. So all npm packages have a name, but some may also have a scope. And a scope is simply a string prepended to the package name that is usually used to indicate some form of ownership. Specifically, it goes after an ampersand and before a backslash. For example, we could add the scope WittCode to our package by making the name property in package.json the following. And scopes are used to group related packages together, but can also assure that we can use any package name we want without fear of it already being taken. For example, if the package name YT_subscribe is already taken, we could use @WittCode-YT_subscribe instead. And now we can also make a package a scope package by tagging on -scope equals username to npm init. So for example, when we were creating this package, if we just did this, it would have added this @WittCode dash before our package name. So this command here essentially tells npm to prepend @WittCode to the package name when creating the package.json file. And so to publish a user scope, we can change the name in package.json to include our user scope, which is just what we did right here. And now we just have to republish the package by using npm publish. However, if we look in the console, we can see this error right here, saying 402 payment required. And this is because publishing a scope package by default makes the package private. However, to use a private package, meaning it is only visible to the user and chosen collaborators, we need a paid user or organization account. To be allowed to make private packages, you can follow a link that I posted in the description that is also done through the npm website. However, we can publish a scope package publicly by tagging on access public to the npm publish command. And now if we run an npm search for ytsubscribe, we'll get the following. And so after waiting for a bit and running ytsubscribe, we can see not only do we have ytsubscribe up here, but we also have @WittCode ytsubscribe. And also from fixing these keywords, we can see that it looks more normal here. And now if we want to search for all scope packages listed under a certain scope, we can use the npm search and then provide the scope. For example, to search for all npm packages of the WittCode scope, we would use the following command. This says find all npm packages that have the string @WittCode in their package name. So essentially, this is a good way to find packages that were published by a certain user or organization. And now, just one final thing I want to mention is when we run npm install, the required packages listed in package.json are installed and placed inside node modules. For example, we can find ytsubscribe installed in node modules like this. We can find ytsubscribe here. However, when we install a scope package, the package is installed inside the scope directory. So inside that same package, let's install our scoped version of ytsubscribe. So if we install the scope package like this, if we look inside our node modules and we look for @WittCode, we can then see ytsubscribe listed, so it's more nested, and then we can find our files within here. And then of course, if we want to require this package, we would have to provide the scope name. But so there we have it. Sharing code for the world to see is not only cool, but can also be very helpful to other programmers. And I also just want to let you know that there is a blog version of this video available on my website with a link in the description. But besides that, I want to thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing today, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.